My children, it is not enough to love passionately. You must also love well. A passionate love is good, doubtless, but a beautiful love is better. May you have as much strength as gentleness, and may it lack nothing, not even forbearance, and let even a little compassion be mingled with it. You are young, fair, and good, but you are human, and because of this, you're capable of much suffering. If then something of compassion does not enter into the feelings you have one for the other, these feelings will not always befit all the circumstances of your life together. They will be like festive robes that will not shield you from wind and rain. We love truly only those that we love even in their weakness and their poverty. To forbear, to forgive, to console, that alone is the science of love. My children, may you be happy. Guard your happiness well. Guard it well.
After a while, you learn the subtle difference between holding a hand and chaining a soul. And you learn that love doesn't mean sex and company doesn't mean security. And you begin to learn that kisses aren't contracts and presents aren't promises. And you begin to accept your defeats with your head up and your eyes open. And you learn to build all your roads on today because tomorrow's ground is too uncertain for plans and futures have a way of falling down in mid-flight. After a while, you learn that even sunshine burns if you get too much. So you plant your garden and decorate your own soul instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. And you learn that you really can endure, that you really are strong, and you really do have worth. And you learn and learn. With each day, you learn. Over time, you learn that being with someone because they offer you a good future means that sooner or later you'll want to return to your past. Over time, you understand that the only one who is capable of loving you with your flaws, with no intention of changing you, can bring you all happiness. Over time, you learn that if you are with a person only to ease your own loneliness, irremediably you'll end up not wanting to see them again. Over time, you learn that real friends are few, and whoever doesn't fight for them sooner or later will find himself surrounded only with false friendships. Over time, you learn that words spoken in moments of anger continue hurting the other person throughout a lifetime. Over time, you learn that anyone can apologize, but forgiveness emanates only from a great soul. Over time, you learn that if you have hurt a friend harshly, it is very likely that your friendship will never be the same. Over time, you realize that despite being happy with your friends, you will cry for those you abandoned. Over time, you realize that every experience lived with each person can never be repeated. Over time, you realize that whoever humiliates or scorns another human being sooner or later will suffer the same humiliations or scorn tenfold. Over time, you learn to build your roads on today because the path of tomorrow doesn't exist. Over time, you learn that rushing things or forcing them to happen causes the finale to be different from that you expected. Over time, you realize that in fact, the best was not the future, but the moment you were living right in that instant. Over time, you will see that even when you are happy with those around you, you'll yearn for those who walked away. Over time, you will learn to forgive or ask for forgiveness, to say you love, say you miss, say you need, say you want to be friends. Because at the grave, it has no meaning and it's already late. Never let something be too late. But unfortunately, only over time.
Have you learned anything at Redmond except dead languages and geometry and such trash? Queried Aunt Jamesina. Oh, yes, I think we have, Auntie, protested Anne. We've learned the truth of what Professor Woodley told us last Philomathic, said Phil. He said humor is the spiciest condiment in the feast of existence. Laugh at your mistakes, but learn from them. Joke over your troubles, but gather strength from them. Make a jest of your difficulties, but overcome them. Isn't that worth learning, Aunt Jimsina? Yes, it is, dearie. When you've learned to laugh at things that should be laughed at, and not to laugh at those that you shouldn't, you've got wisdom and understanding.